My 27F boyfriend, 30M, spent our anniversary with another girl because he was angry my ex, 28M, visited my parents. 2 weeks ago, it was mine and Mark's anniversary. We've been dating for 2 years. We had plans after he finished work, but he never showed up. I tried to call and text him, but he ignored me all day and didn't contact me until after 1 a.m. He was drunk and went on a rant about how I deserved this because I shouldn't have invited Jason, my ex, to my parents' house. I was pretty mad at him and told him I thought we should break up. He ended apologizing profusely and assuring me he would never do something like that again, and he was just feeling insecure. I decided to give him a second chance. To clarify about Jason, we had an amicable breakup 3 years ago because we didn't like having a long-distance relationship whilst he was away for med school. My dad had a heart attack a week before my anniversary, and Jason went to see him since his mom is friends with mine. Me and Mark turned up whilst he was there. Jason was discussing some of the treatment options the doctors had given my dad with my mom. He left a little while later. When he left, my mom made a comment about how helpful Jason was. Mark mentioned later that he didn't like that Jason was there or what my mom said about him, but I reassured him he was there as a family friend and not an ex. He seemed to be over it after that. Yesterday, Mark's friend Penelope mentioned how Mark had gone out with her and a group of her friends that day. I'm furious because he told me he had spent the day at a bar alone getting drunk. Mark doesn't understand why I'm angry over this since I already forgave him for missing our anniversary. Would breaking up with him be an overreaction? TLDR, my boyfriend got jealous because my ex visited my sick dad, so he stood me up on our anniversary as revenge. He claimed he was at a bar alone, but I just found out he was with a female friend and her friends. He doesn't understand why I'm angry. Edit to add more info. My parents are nice to my BF. They like him and have never mentioned Jason to him until this happened. They still talk to him, Jason, if they see him whenever he comes back for a visit, but as far as I know, they don't go out of their way to keep in contact with him anymore. I stopped talking to Jason 3 months into dating my BF because my BF, said he didn't like it. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I would suggest it heavily. He's obviously not ready for something serious if he's going to throw a tantrum, purposely ditch your anniversary to then lie to your face and say he was drunk by himself. Then his female friend broke the actual truth to you that he wasn't alone and was drunk with friends, while you were, I'm guessing, clearly upset and angry for missing an important date. He never tried to hear why your ex was there, I'm guessing, and wanted to punish you? If so, that's childish, and I wouldn't want to be stuck dating a man-child that would rather be petty than actually talk. OOP. We did talk about my ex being there, and he seemed to understand, only to pull this a week later. Commenter 2. Wait, so you both had to talk about this and we're okay with everything, then he acts passive-aggressively and like a man-child about it? Oh, yup. Commenter 3. It kind of sounds like he cheated on you a little bit. OOP. He says he didn't. Commenter 4. First paragraph, you said you invited the ex over, or at least that is what your current boyfriend thinks. Second paragraph makes it sound like ex just showed up on his own to check in on your dad. Your boyfriend definitely should have talked to you in either situation. If it was the second situation, then he is definitely overreacting. If it was the first situation, then he is still overreacting, but he does have some possible reasonable concerns, albeit also maybe from insecurity. There's more to it than just your ex being there. Your boyfriend needs to communicate whatever he is feeling or thinking to you. Sounds like the communication between you two needs some work. Like most answers on here, just communicate with each other. If you or him aren't willing to be open and honest with one another, then I'd recommend reconsidering a relationship together. OOP. Sorry for the confusion, I didn't invite him, but my BF assumed I did. Commenter 5. I would dump his A875238. Your dad was sick. A good boyfriend would understand that. Your ex was there to help. Then your boyfriend ditched you to get revenge and lied to you about where he was. I think you should talk to him and then dump him. Why did you even get together with him in the first place? He seems like a jerk. I'm sure you can find a better guy, one that will understand that your father's health is far more important to you than ghosting your ex. You are both adults. You didn't cheat on your boyfriend. You didn't do anything wrong. Then he hang out with another girl on your anniversary and lied about it. You deserve the sun, and all you have now is a light bulb. Dump him. Oop. He seems like a jerk. He wasn't like this before. OOP on why Jason was there at the hospital. OOP. Jason's mom asked him to go because the doctor my parents spoke to didn't explain the treatment options very well, and he clarified them to reassure my mom. I didn't even know he was going to be there. If Mark's ex did the same thing, I wouldn't be upset. I would be happy his parents were getting support and reassurance during a difficult time. He's finished med school. He was dumbing down the treatment options because the doc my parents saw didn't speak to them for very long and was very rush, so my mom was overwhelmed by it all. It was more to help reassure my mom than anything else. OOP responds to a downvoted comment about her current BF and her being toxic with her wanting to break up. OOP, no, I said we should break up because he stood me up on our anniversary and then called me drunk to blame me for it. Did Jason have OOP's number? OOP, Jason doesn't have my number, and my BF asked me to block him on everything, so it's not like he could ask me even if he wanted to. Update. 4 days later. Editor's note. Remove the top half of the update as it is a rehash of the original post. After I posted my original post, I asked Mark for some space to think and went to stay with my parents. He was upset but said he would respect my decision. He did send me one text after I left which said he was sorry and he loved me. Jason's mom called me the day after to ask if she could give him my number. This was very random since he's always respected my decision not to stay in touch with him, so I figure it had to be something important. I gave her the go-ahead and Jason called me later in the day. He sounded pretty irritated on the phone and asked me to tell my boyfriend to leave him alone. Mark had been harassing him on Facebook all day since I moved out. He'd sent him some nasty and threatening messages, and he also commented on every picture that included me on his profile. Mark's messages read like he was drunk, not that that is an excuse. Jason did block him, but Mark kept making new accounts. I was super embarrassed by his behavior and apologized to Jason and told him I'd talk to Mark. Mark denied it. He tried to say Jason faked the screenshots he sent me to make Mark look bad. When I told him I didn't believe him, he got angry and tried to twist it back onto me again. He asked me why Jason even had my number, why we were even talking to each other, and he accused me of letting him ruin our relationship. He also made a comment about how I should just go F***CK Jason, if that's what I wanted. I think my relationship is dead. I wanted to try to address his jealousy and how he handles it to see if we could work things out, but he just isn't willing/able to talk about it without getting defensive. The last conversation I had with Jason was him sending me a screenshot of Mark apologizing to him, but this just feels performative now. I don't really know what I'll do now, but I'll post a final update when I've made my decision. TLDR, I want to stay with my parents, so I could have space to think about the state of our relationship. My BF decided to use that time to harass my ex over Facebook. He still refuses to see his jealousy is irrational and twists everything to make it my fault. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Are Jason and your parents close? Do they meet regularly? OOP. He was close to them when we dated, and they still saw him occasionally after, whenever he came home for the holidays, if they went over to his parents' place, whilst he was there, but they don't go out of their way to meet, as far as I'm aware. Commenter 2. Just a tad bit strange how close your ex is with your parents, lol. Just saying. Not making excuses for your new BF, but whatever. OOP. They've known him, ex, his whole life, if that makes it less strange. Editor's note. Marking this inconclusive as OOP hasn't updated in 5 years now.